Oh, they would have been fine. I had to scare them a little, though. Otherwise, I hardly think these two lazy rascals would have learned their lesson.
Ja, wahrscheinlich nicht. Da hast du vollkommen richtig gehandelt, Yaimiko.
So, what was it that possessed Shingo?
You saw it all for yourselves. I'm sure you can figure out what kind of spirit had possessed him, can't you?
Also egal was es war, er mochte auf jeden Fall keinen Tofu, ne? Eine Menge Kraft und ein unglaublicher
Paimon's
Schwertkämpfer.
got it. It was an Oni.
Correct. Although it possessed Shingo, it didn't have any ill intentions. As a matter of fact, it actually seemed like it was trying to train Shingo to become bolder.
Fair enough. But it seemed like it had the opposite effect.
Tossing salt caused it to temporarily leave Shingo's body. Then, you exhausted its strength by fighting it, so it disappeared. Even if we'd done nothing at all, Shingo would have eventually become too weak for his body to host the spirit, and it would have left of its own accord. Of course, it would have been more stressful for Shingo and Yohei that way. Still, the experience may ultimately have been more effective than me scaring them into submission with a little exaggeration.
Aber rein theoretisch hätten wir jetzt nicht ausgetrieben, wäre er ja auf kurz oder lang mutiger geworden wahrscheinlich. Und hätte das sogar bekommen, was er haben wollte, ne? Hat er damit jetzt was Böses getan?
Well, the main thing is that nobody got hurt.
Tja, so kann man es sagen.
All right, seems like we've wrapped up everything here. Come on, off we go.
Hold on, Miko. You say everything's wrapped up, but are you sure about that?
You mean you disagree?
Naja, der Zauberspruch, den sie benutzt haben, kommt von diesem komischen Buch da, ne? Das sehr viele Leute haben.
Oh, you mean that they got the incantation from that book? Yes, I know the one.
Actually, that book's the whole reason we came looking for you at the shrine today. Incantations seem really popular right now.
Human beings don't have powers like us yokai. It's quite understandable for them to be interested in incantations to summon the supernatural.
Oh,
That's not the point. The problem is that the incantations in the book are actually capable of summoning spirits and stuff. And loads of people are trying it.
und Yaimiko, du musst es ja jetzt so sehen. Entweder du hilfst dir jetzt schon, die ganze Sache zu unterbinden, oder du wirst immer mehr Suchanfragen bekommen und noch mehr Arbeit in Zukunft haben.
Even then, humans only have so much strength. Even if they do successfully summon a spirit with the incantation, it won't stay with them for very long. I really wouldn't fret about it.
But who wrote this book? And why? Don't we think there might be a bigger safety risk here? What do you think, Traveler?
Ein wenig beunruhigt es mich schon. Nö. Wenn Mikro sagt, das ist in Ordnung, dann brauchen wir wahrscheinlich uns keine Sorgen machen. Ich bin eher auf Mikros Reaktion gespannt.
You're right. Big events in the light novel market should be at the center of her attention, surely. But she doesn't seem to care about this book at all.
Ja, immer noch, weil es von ihr kommt. Definitiv kommt es von ihr.
Lady Yai, I finally found you.
Wie kommt jemand da drauf, hier im Wasserfall nach ihr zu suchen? Das macht überhaupt keinen Sinn. Rennen die hier wild auf der Insel rum und suchen nach ihr, oder wie?
Kuroda, what are you doing here?
I'm here to report on Yai Publishing House's sales for the last month. All the numbers are here. Please take a look.
Let me see. What? We're losing market share?
Yes. Overall bestseller, reader's favorite, and trending ranking. We're being beaten in all categories. One book is topping the charts. It's called A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits.
Both of you, back here now.
Miko? What is it? You have a really scary look on your face right now.
Things just got serious. A first-hand guide to summoning spirits is an all-round hit, summarily beating the novels of the Yai Publishing House by every analysis.
Okay, und was meinst du mit Umlängen?
Just what is that supposed to mean? I worked extremely hard to promote our latest featured work, and now a rival book comes out of nowhere and steals our thunder. If this isn't the very definition of intolerable, I don't know what is.
Das ist schon blöd, ne? Aber ich muss meine Aussage, glaube ich, auch wieder revidieren. Es kommt nicht von
I
ihr.
have to come up with a counterplan, and you are going to help me.
Okay.
How is this our problem all of a sudden?
Willst du etwa jetzt was... willst du dich etwa wehren gegen den großen Befehl der Schreinjungfer? Hallo?
Paimon, please. Who wrote this book and why? Don't we think there might be a bigger safety risk here? Oh, am I to take it that the safety of the people of Inazuma isn't so important in your eyes after all?
Wait, what just happened? Again, you technically have a point, but this feels all wrong.
Paimon, sie hat dich. Ganz einfach.
Nothing's wrong, okay? Come on. We're going to war. I'm going to head back and make some preparations. Meet me outside the Yai Publishing House.
Oh ja, gut, dann treffen wir uns jetzt erstmal da vor Ort. Wie schnell man ihr Interesse gewinnen kann, ne?
Race you.
Gut. Na, dann treffen wir uns mal hier vorne. Und flupp. Da steht's auch schon.
All right, Nico, we're here. So what's your plan of action to deal with this rival book?
Why don't you take a guess?
Sie kauft alles
I'll
auf.
give you a hint. It's to do with the Yai Publishing House.
Oh, Paimon knows! Combine the reputation of the Yai Publishing House with the status of Guji Yai and tell everyone that the incantations in that book are dangerous!
Guter Witz, Paimon.
Oh,
Nein.
wow. Your first guess and you got it absolutely
Wrong.
wrong.
Ah, ich mag sie.
Yeah! Wait! Seriously? That wasn't it?
Ich glaube schon.
A first-hand guide to summoning spirits is the hottest light novel right now. If we did as you suggested, we would effectively be advertising to everyone that the incantations are real. In bending over backwards trying to warn everyone about the dangers, all we would accomplish is to create more curious readers ready to try them out. Also, sales for the book would only increase further.
Stimmt.
Okay, yeah, that would be pretty catastrophic. Oh, how about we confiscate all the copies?
Leaving aside the issue of the enormous manpower and resources such an operation would require, going to such lengths over a light novel would be extremely disruptive to the lives of Inazumans.
Und selbst wenn, die werden einfach nachproduziert und dann sind sie auch wieder da. Also, ich glaube nicht, dass das was bringt.
Means there's nothing we can do.
Well, I've been thinking. I've
Paimon.
read a first-hand guide to summoning spirits. It has many other good qualities besides the incantations alone. The book contains many ancient kaidan, or tales of the supernatural, and is written in a very engaging way. That is why the book has become so popular. I think we're going to have a difficult time trying to rein in its popularity while it's the only work in its league on the market.
Also willst du ein ähnliches Buch schreiben?
That's right. How do you get rid of the next big thing? You replace it with the next big thing. So what we're going to do is create Inazuma's newest hit novel.
Und das sollen wir jetzt machen, ja?
Smash our rivals' sales numbers and win our readers back. That is how Yai Miko wages war. Incidentally, this will also be the best way to combat the influence of a first-hand guide to summoning spirits.
Wait, Miko. So you want us to write a novel?
Kann ich das wirklich machen?
Well, becoming an accomplished novelist certainly isn't an overnight process. But let's not forget that I am the chief editor of the Yai Publishing House. I have my ways. I did say this is what we're going to do. I trust that the word teamwork is in your vocabulary.
Team was?
Anyway, there is a writer submission event going on at the moment. Start by talking to readers and finding out what they're into. When you have an idea of what the current trends are, come back and see me. I'll be at Uyu Restaurant. Find me there when you're done. I will assemble a team, and we can work while we eat.
Teamwork ist doch toll, ein anderer macht die Arbeit. Das ist toll, ein anderer macht Team und ja, die Arbeit, ne? Naja, hier, hey. Lassen wir es einfach mal so stehen. Hallo Leser, Otsuke. Was liest denn du aktuell so gerne?
The key to a successful light novel is having good illustrations.
Okay.
When to use illustrations, what they should contain, and which artist you should commission for them. These are all key things to bear in mind. Good illustrations can make up for bad writing. But on the flip side, a bad illustration can ruin your novel, even if you have the best story in the world. There's a saying that light novels are essentially a case of buy art, get words free. I'd agree with that. Too bad most of the top artists have jam-packed schedules, so it's extremely difficult to commission them. The illustrations in A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits are incredible, but it's unlike any art style I've ever seen before.
Okay. Naja. So. Es wird ja nicht alles durch die Illustration kommen. Muss ja noch mehr dahinter stecken. Hey, Tetsu! Erzähl mal ein bisschen was.
I read light novels for the cheap thrills.
Die einfache
In most
Nervenkitzel.
traditional stories, the protagonist usually has this long and drawn-out character arc, usually involving a process of separation, loss, and ultimately growth and renewed strength. It reads well and everything, it's just a little slow-paced for me. By contrast, there's this popular light novel at the moment called A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits, where the protagonist is super strong right from the get-go. That's what I mean by cheap thrills. Action-packed right from page one.
Aber er hat noch überhaupt keine Charakterentwicklung.
The protagonist is a kitsune who has not only mastered the secret art of incantations, but also tea ceremony, painting, and calligraphy.
Kyota, sag du mal an, was liest du
I've been
denn?
reading light novels for a long time now. I'm mainly into big, ambitious fantasy works with an original core concept and good storytelling. These days, though, everyone seems to be imitating each other. Most of the time, I can guess what the story is about just from the title. The only recent book worth mentioning is A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits. Not only is it a good story, but the descriptions are really true to life. So much so that I'm almost wondering if maybe the author really has met all those yokai before.
Okay.
There's much more to light novels than Paimon realized. Let's go tell our findings to Yai Miko.
Also hast gesagt, eine gute Illustration. Wir wollen direkt von Anfang an schon Pep in der Story haben, was ja auch logisch ist. Und gibt's hier Vogeleier? Nee. Und der Titel muss auf jeden Fall gut sein. Nicht gleich von Anfang an verraten, was abgeht. Dass man so ein bisschen noch Überraschungen hat, ne?
Now I got stomach cramps.
Okay, die Lackwaren. Naja, wir gehen mal hier rein. Nein, wir klettern nicht die Türen hoch. Das immer wieder machen, ne?
Ah, there you are. Let me introduce the team. You've already met Junkichi and Shigeru.
Ja, klar. Stimmt nicht. Doch, das waren die ganz am Anfang,
Shigeru
ja?
is an experienced editor, and Junkichi is the author he's partnered with. Junkichi's working through a creative lull at the moment, but all his past works have been very popular with young people. He's developed a distinct and enduringly popular style. Satomi is Yai Publishing House's ace in the hole. Her specialty is that she can write all kinds of completely different stories and all under different pen names. As for what those names are, well, they will be teaming up with us to collectively create the novel that knocks a first-hand guide to summoning spirits off its perch. So, feeling better about my plan now?
Fühle ich mich jetzt wirklich besser mit dem Plan? Ich weiß es nicht.
It definitely makes sense.
Ja,
Now then, tell me what you found out about readers' preferences.
Also erstmal hier die und die Meinung,
All
bitteschön.
very true. An original core concept, a fast pace, quality illustrations, and lots of action. This is the formula that will guarantee good sales numbers. More importantly than that, even though it's a work of fiction, we have to deliver a sense of realism.
Paimon followed pretty much all of that, but there's still one question. What are we actually gonna write about?
Oh yeah, das ist jetzt die gute Frage, Paimon.
For example, we know we need an original core concept, but how do we come up with one?
Ja, lass mal ein bisschen Brainstorming machen.
Before you can answer that question, you have to understand your target audience.
Ja, das ist jetzt die Frage. Was strebst du denn, Mikro, als das Zielpublikum an?
Take A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits, for example. When I read it, all I find is common knowledge to the kitsune. But to the general public, it's bursting with new and interesting ideas. It all comes down to the size of the information gap between author and reader. As a traveler, there must be a great many things you know that are complete unknowns to the people of Inazuma. What is commonplace to you may be fresh and original to them.
Das stimmt, ja.
Right! So maybe we can take inspiration from our time in Mondstadt and Lille. But that would make it a completely different genre than A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits.
Not at all. You don't have to worry so much about how to compete with that book. All you have to do is provide some interesting ideas based on your travel experiences. As long as the core content is interesting, my expert team here will be able to flesh out the details.
Okay, ja, gut. Also ich verstehe auf jeden Fall den Grundgedanken dahinter. Es macht auf jeden Fall Sinn, was sie so sagt.
Alright, let's start with chapter 1 then.
Also.
What are you thinking?
Wiedergeboren in einer anderen Welt. Begegnung mit fliegenden Knabbereien. Der arbeitsscheue Bade oder der Drache und das große Abenteuer. Also ich persönlich bin ja hier für den Drachen und das große Abenteuer. Wobei davon gibt es ja wahrscheinlich eh schon sehr viel. Ne, wir nehmen das... ach komm, aber Abenteuer, der Drache... Wir nehmen den Drachen.
This sounds like a great one. Let's see here. The protagonist arrives in Mondstadt for the first time to the sight of a dragon flying around and wreaking havoc on the city.
Ja.
With the help of some trusty companions, the protagonist successfully defeats the dragon.
Oh.
Then, the dragon suddenly turns into a beautiful young woman. Human, let us work together to build a better future. The love story between human and dragon begins today? Well, that was an unexpected development. What happened to the grand adventure?
Das große Abenteuer ist nur der Name des Protagonisten. Ach,
But that's so misleading.
denke, glaube ich, das wird nix.
Out of a maximum of 10 points, I'd give that a 9. The story certainly goes in an unorthodox direction, and the Dragon Girl sounds destined to be a hit character. Approved.
What the heck?
Okay.
Good job, little one. You're not only drawing on your own experiences, but it seems you're filtering them through the lens of the kinds of light novels you've read in the past. I think you really understand what we're trying to do here.
Gott, oh Gott,
Thoughts
Gott.
from the experts? Are we able to work with this general framework to make an interesting story?
Yeah, we think it works. I tend to overcomplicate the core concept if I'm not careful, so this deals with that problem.
That's good.
Also ich
Okay,
weiß ja
we're
nicht.
done with chapter 1. Let's move on to chapter 2.
Boah, also es hört sich ja jetzt nicht gerade sehr interessant an, ne?
Won't that do for now?
Readers will devour your content a lot more quickly than you'd think. If we don't keep delivering the goods now we've caught their attention, all our hard work so far is in vain. Hurry, chapter 2, let's go. Can't you see that Satomi is waiting?
What's wrong with you?
Mir,
You don't look so good.
mir fallen keine weiteren Geschichten ein. Mein Kopf ist so leer. Nein.
What a pity. I thought your beginner's luck would carry you a little further before it came to this. But alas, the time has come prematurely.
Before it came to what? What's happened?
The bane of our existence, writer's block. It's your arch nemesis for life, appearing without warning and inflicting a pain worse than death upon the writer. They sell their souls just to get their muse back.
Sounds awful.
Schrecklich, absolut, ja. Ja.
When this happens, the best thing you can do is have a bite to eat and take a proper break. Boss, get me a plate of fried tofu, and get some kushikatsu for these two. Just the basic kind will do.
Die einfache Variante wird
Don't
reichen.
worry, this is my treat.
Your treat? Oh, wait a minute. Miko, we'll be getting paid for all the hard work we're doing, right?
Ich glaube nicht, das hättest du vorher aushandeln müssen, Paimon, nicht jetzt.
Of course, everyone
Oh.
that takes part in the creative process will be paid.
All right, cool. Then let's press on, shall we? Don't give up now. For the sake of our paycheck, get your brain going!
Ah, ruhig, ruhig. Setz mich nicht unter Druck. Ich hab da, wann mal Gehalt. Eventuell irgendwas mit Mora.
Ooh, does this mean your inspirations come back?
Eine Reise nach Lyra. Der Reiseleiter, der sich als Rex Lapis entpuppte. Das Rock'n'Roll-Mädchen. Die Verwandlung in eine junge Geodrachenechse. Ah komm, das muss einfach sein, ne? Wir haben ja schon das Drachenmädel, das sich dann in ein Rock'n'Roll-Mädel verwandelt.
The Liyue Academy has more student clubs than you can shake a stick at. And as the new kid on the block, the protagonist is the one they're all fighting over. There's the Culinary Club, the Architecture Club, the Funerary Club, even the Coconut Milk Research Club. But in the end, the protagonist chose to join the Rock and Roll Club. Taking a chance on their youthful dreams, 4 newcomers to the academy form a rock and roll band that really begins to take off.
Was ist das denn, die Metal Leech?
That's it.
I give it a 9.5. A classic tale of youth and friendship. It never gets old. I especially like the head of the club. Great character design. She really has rock and roll coursing through her veins. I can almost feel the heat from that fire in her soul. Approved.
Aw, yeah!
Aber sind das jetzt immer die Kurzgeschichten, die werden so abgedruckt und dann ist das Ding fertig, oder wie? Das ist ja total lame.
Great. Well, now Satomi can get started on that.
Leave it to me, Lady Yai.
Oder packt die dann noch mehr Inhalt rein? Also ich
Let's
kann
write
das nur
about
hoffen,
Inazuma
aber...
in the third chapter, shall we? I can help with this one. We can use the Vision Hunt Decree or your experience in the Resistance. Any ideas?
Es reicht Schluss mit dem Augenharzdekret. Lebe wohl, Buchharzdekret. Anfangen als Widerstand. Nee, das Augenharzdekret muss weg.
Clearly very closely based on your own personal experience, with no major changes at all.
Ja, mir gehen gerade die Ideen aus, das ist das Problem einfach.
That's fine. Since it's something that took place in Inazuma, it might actually be more interesting to readers if it's grounded in the truth. One thing, though. We'll need to rewrite the part about me giving you the omamori. Let's change it to... The mysterious Lady Kitsune teaches the protagonist a spell that can make their wishes come true. The protagonist uses this spell to defeat the Raiden Shogun in battle. That should do the trick.
Whoa. So we're really going head-to-head with our rival on this one, huh?
Ich wollte gerade sagen, ist ziemlich ähnlich angelehnt an ein Leitfaden zur Geisterbeschwörung aus erster Hand, ne? Auch wieder angehaucht an die Kisune. Also effektiv hat sie jetzt ja durch 2 andere Kurzgeschichten erstmal die Aufmerksamkeit erregt von den Leuten wahrscheinlich. Und ja, jetzt haut sie halt eben den Kontrahenten raus.
I suppose so. Once they're done writing the manuscript, I'll write the passage where the protagonist recites the incantation myself.
Are we done then? Do you really think this will be able to beat a first-hand guide to summoning spirits?
The content is fine. Now we just need to promote it. I will contact an artist to make some illustrations. I'm positive they will be at least as good as those in A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits. We'll also need an endorsement on a paper band around the book. I can get the wonderful Ms. Hina to write that. She runs a regular Q&A column in That's Life magazine. The people of Inazuma absolutely adore her. You're free to take a break while the creative team is doing their work, but please go by the Yai Publishing House at some point to commission Ms. Hina for that recommendation. Once our light novel is complete, let's meet at the writer's submission event.
Okay, ja, treffen wir uns dann da.
Restaurant. Please, talk
Oh,
easy.
viel zu viel kreative Arbeit jetzt gerade. Ja gut, dann weiß ich Bescheid. Einmal hinaus. Und wir treffen uns hier unten an dem Verlagshaus. Deswegen huschen wir da jetzt gerade mal hin. Weiß eigentlich irgendeiner, wie man diesen Andenken-Shop hier unten aktivieren kann? Das würde mich ja mal echt interessieren. Bevor ich jetzt in den Tod springe, noch kurz warten und dann geht's gleich weiter.